Hello, I'm Miss Jackie, and this is Word for Brothers. Let's respect our men, love our men, and support our men. So, Reverend Zack pastored a small church not far from Jerusalem, but miles away in terms of character. In Corinth, Missionary Baptist Church didn't have all the razzle-dazzle of the first church of Jerusalem, but Reverend Zack loved it and the congregation. It was said that Reverend Zack could sure enough get a prayer through, and he could accept his own. After all these years, he and his wife Liz remained childless. Reverend Zack had learned to accept it as God's will, but Liz, on the other hand, ran hot and cold with bitterness. However, she hid it well. Recently, though, she came home from the church's Mother's Day celebration and cried for hours. Reverend Zack tried to console her, but she screamed, "Why couldn't I have a baby? And now it's too late." And now he had to leave to preach a revival at the first church of Jerusalem. He promised her a trip anywhere she wanted to go when he got back. She gave him an obligatory kiss and shut the door. Liz stood at the window and watched him drive off. She wasn't up for the phony smiles and barely whispered talk of there must have been something wrong with her. Why would she travel to hear all that when she could hear it right here? She watched his car till she couldn't see it anymore, then went to the kitchen for some coffee. Now that he was gone, though, Liz started thinking maybe she should have gone with him. She didn't go with him to their friend's grandson's first birthday party. Zack had married her son. Another couple was there. They had great-grandchildren. Liz began to cry. The tears fell into her coffee. Oh, she should have went with him. Not that she was afraid of other women. Some couples they started out with had divorced, and others should have. The temptations were there, and the tempters weren't shy. But Liz didn't marry an Elkanah, Samuel's daddy, a David, or a Samson with all their women, and more women. No, that wasn't her Zack. But she'd be damned if she'd drive him away. Later that night, Liz prayed to be released from the bitterness, to stop dwelling on what might have been and may never be. She had her Zack. When he walked through the door later in the week, he had a strange expression on his face. He took her by the hand and led her to the couch. There he wrote on a piece of paper, "I love you." They both cried. Liz thought though Abraham may be the father of faith, but in Zack she had a devoted husband. They sat there for a while saying nothing. Finally, Zack got up and held out his hand. She put hers in his. Then they went to bed. And let us uplift and praise our men who, when things start going left in a marriage, they stay and make it right, having faith that it will be. And until it does, there's no one they'd rather be with than the woman they prayed for, to love, cherish, and honor till death do them part. See you next time.